Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Welcome to our show, What's the Story with Maria? And we meet here every Tuesday from 9 to 10 Eastern. Come hell or high water. And there's been some high water. I think in all our years, this is episode, oh my goodness, what episode is it? 259. So next week is 260. I'm going to start my new season. Although technically we're in the new season because the new season would have started this week. But we haven't had our 5th anniversary party yet. Oh my goodness, Alana Diaz! Look at all so far, Alana Diaz and Eddie Kutu. Although Alana beat you tonight by a sliver of a second. Alana Diaz,
Alana
hey
go
baby,
boom.
how you what honey what?
Alana go boom.
Alana go boom. That's right. Eddie Kutu from Connecticut with a big hat. He's got a hat there. So we are excited. As this is my favorite day of the week because I love doing our show. Leo is incredible behind the scenes. He's like a master. Leo go boom. That's right, Leo. She said Leo go boom. I know. And Leo is pulling all the strings back there like a puppeteer. Incredible. So we had a week. Did we have a week or did it have a week? I had the great pleasure of working with Alana at Brandy's this week. She filled in on Friday nights, and I love it when Alana. Oh no, she filled in on Saturday because Lauren, whose birthday is tomorrow, I think. Lauren Muffson's birthday is tomorrow. She was away visiting her sister in California. She'll be back this week. But when she was going away, we said, please call Alana, and she did. And so we had beautiful Alana Diaz. My cousin Rena Crugnali Bergi, hello and happy holy heat wave. Holy heat wave is right, Rena. I literally stayed in my apartment all day today, except for doing my laundry downstairs in the building because it was so oppressive. It's just awful. I'm not a fan of the summer because I think summer's really fun and stuff like that. And a lot of people are off and teachers are off and all that stuff. Not me because I teach different programs, but I got to tell you, I am looking forward to fall. I love like September, October. Those are my months. And I love May. Those are my 3 favorite months. September, October, and May. That's my weather. Perfect. Yes, Alana says we had such a blast working. We're a great team. Yes, we are a great team, Alana. And I hope that we work together a lot more. And I'm sure we will. Because as the season winds up and people get shows and they go, and there's always a sub to be needed. And you are my favorite sub. So that said, I think Alana is at Stonewall tonight. So if you're in that neighborhood, Stonewall, are you there with Miles tonight, Alana? They're at the Stonewall Inn. Please go by and see them. They're upstairs. So if you walk into the Stonewall, go all the way to the back and go up the stairs, and there's piano bar. So, and I, on a temporary sad note, but not a long-term sad note, the duplex is closed for the next week because they are doing, or at least until Saturday, I think, or Sunday, because they are doing repairs. So they are repairing the system, which once it's finished, it should be amazing. And then the duplex will reopen. So if you walk by the duplex and it's dark, it's because they are repairing some stuff in the walls. And don't give up. Don't just get back on the train. Walk over to Stonewall. There's a piano bar upstairs. Go to the back, go upstairs, and there's another wonderful piano bar. And lots of times you will see some of the same friendly faces that you're used to seeing in other piano bars. So don't be discouraged. Just walk 2 doors down. I'm here with Dave Foley Jr. and Timothy Splain tonight. That's like an all-star team. Oh, my God. Please give them both a hug from me. I love those guys. I haven't seen Dave in so long. I miss my little Dave. So, okay. Now, Leo and I were, we're not ones to gloat or anything like that. We're not gloaters. But, hi, Leo. But I will say, and I said this on the mic, Alana was there, I said it's a good week for good people. This is a good week, hashtag good week for good people. And Leo, jump in if there's something I miss or you want to throw something in. Number one great thing that happened, Leo reminded me, was that vote in the state. Let's talk about that. Go ahead, Leo. Tell everybody why this was such a great thing.
Kansas! Thank you so much for people
right.
that protected people's rights to choose.
Right. So Kansas gave people the option of voting for right to choice, so pro-choice or not. Basically, that's what it comes down to. And what were the percentages? They were pretty high, right? Like 73% or something.
It was an overwhelming percentage, at least, that shocked those that thought they were going to have an easy pass over to restrict that choice.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was a great thing that happened. Kansas. So huge applause for Kansas. You really, 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 really. So no, I mean, I'm not surprised because I know what people really, really want. But I am, I think a lot of politicians were surprised.
I think so, and it's a good way to start.
It's a great way to start.
Now, it's a great way to start.
Indiana, those poor people did not get a chance to vote, but they let the politicians got the privilege of voting, and they voted, of course, in a very dark way, and they'll have to answer to their constituents about that.
A bunch of men making decisions for women, just so you know.
What, honey?
A bunch of men making decisions for women.
Well,
and their bodies.
Yes, I agree. Now, I will say, sometimes it's good to have your dad, if you're a little kid, make a decision for you, things like that. But I just feel like even men, because I've talked to so many men about this as well, it's not just a women's issue. It's a human issue. Even men and women that are in a relationship, a man should have a decision along with a woman to support her choice. So it's not, very few people, so that's that. And I'm trying to focus on the positive, not the negative. But so Indiana, you're on your own, and let's see how things go. But good week for good people, right?
Yep.
Alex Jones. I was literally screaming in my apartment, screaming. This is a perfect example of, and I feel like sometimes you can't just tell people, what you did was really wrong, and you hurt people. They don't care. But you hit them in the wallet, and you start taking away their rights and their mouthpiece, and all of us, or you tax their mouthpiece by saying, fine, you want to say that? You're going to have to pay some penalties for it.
I have something for him. I think what's the old adage? The truth hurts. Oh, Alex, I'm so sorry.
I know, but here's the thing that they always hide under: First Amendment rights. But I was listening to a great legal podcast yesterday, and they said that First Amendment rights does not include defamation. So I have a First Amendment right. I can go on the street and say, I don't like this person, whatever. But if I am hurting that person's career, livelihood, or putting them in danger, then that's not a freedom anymore. Then I am violating their rights. So that's where he got, well, first of all, if you don't know, and I don't want to talk about this much because it is a downer, but so the Sandy Hook families that lost those 26 or 22 beautiful babies there, and then the 4 teachers, or included the principal. What this awful human, Alex Jones, did, and I don't know any human that can defend him. I know the people that do. Marjorie Taylor thinks he's wonderful, but then she's an alien from I don't know where the hole she crawled in. She, to me, is the most vile human that I've ever seen. She really is, like, vile to the core. But so what he did is after they had lost their babies, he claimed on his radio show, which he makes $300 million a year, by the way, that they were faking it. Can you imagine?
That it was a lie.
Can you imagine your child is murdered, and some buffoon gets on the radio and says, you're faking it. And then not just that, keeps saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it. And then these people, because these crazy people believe him, then the people that are the real victims are traumatized by these crazies. So anyway, almost $50 million punitive damages and
$45.2 million.
two separate cases. What, honey?
Yeah, one was 45 point something. The other one was 4.1
or something. So I was thrilled about that. That made me so happy. Now he's got two more cases, one in Texas and one in Connecticut. So, he stands to get kicked in the wallet a lot harder. And what really I think it's really going to make a difference, because people will start realizing you can't, if radio stations start getting sued as well, if producers start, all this kind of thing, then we'll see some real changes. Liz Goldenberg, I can't tell you how many Republican men reach out to me to express the anger at SCOTUS and joy about Kansas. Is that true, Liz? That makes me really happy, really. Okay, you see, this is what I was talking about. I think that they paint men out to not care but I don't think that's true. Yes, it is a woman's body and it affects her life in the long run the most, but it affects people in relationships. It affects how people, wow, Liz, thank you for saying that. Okay, you see, so I find that if they let people vote, that we're going to be really, really, really refreshingly surprised. So Alec Jones, that was a wonderful thing that happened this week. Kansas was a wonderful thing that happened this week. The killers of Ahmaud Arbery got life imprisonment, and they were very upset because they don't want to go to federal prison because they are afraid they're going to get hurt.
Darn.
I know. They're afraid they're going to get hurt. You see, all we did was hunt a human being down and kill him in cold blood and daylight.
I think that's the other old adage of what goes around comes around, boys.
Right, but I can't believe that they think that's okay and enough to film themselves doing it, but they don't want to go to federal prison. Well, guess what? You're going. So, and that's life imprisonment. So that was a wonderful, wonderful thing that happened this week.
Bye-bye, boys. Bye-bye.
Yep. Okay, see you in a little while. And then yesterday I was driving to Brandy's because I had to drop off some stuff, and the news came on, and all of a sudden I felt like I was in an episode of Dynasty or something. I literally started screaming, and then I pulled in front of Brandy's, and I beside myself. Now, that just means no.
Raid?
No, well, I love that he put, what is this, a third world country? And listen, here's the thing. If I left my job where I was privy to classified information, and I left my job and I just took 30 boxes of classified information and just had them at one of my houses, and they asked for it, and I said, oh, yeah, right, whatever. I think it's okay for them to come and get it. It doesn't belong to me. So here's the deal. You can cry all you want about poor you-know-who. Give me boxes back. That does not belong to you. They do not belong to you. That belongs to the United States government. Do you know the people that go through there? I mean, this was in Bedminster, but the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, which we know Saudi Arabia was responsible for 9/11.
Oh no, we didn't know who. Nobody.
We didn't know who exactly, but
right.
But so okay, you can't be pro Blue Lives Matter and try to attack the Capitol and the Capitol Police. You can't do both. Okay. You also can't say that you're for finding the killers of 9/11 and then host a golf tournament funded by the same people. You can't. You can have one or the other. Which one is it? You can't do both. So just choose wisely and decide what side you're on, whatever that side is. Whatever that side is. And I don't mean Democrat, Republican. I mean decency versus disgusting. That's it. End of story. Because that's really what it's about. So personally, listen, turn over your shit or shut your mouth. End of story. Turn it over. There's none of us would have the privilege of holding on to something classified or illegal, and people just keep turning it over.
Mm-mm.
And the more I watch that January 6th footage, the more I cannot believe that people can watch that and think it was a tour. That's it. So, Ray kills cockroaches, LOL. Thank you. Preach my, yes, Stephanie Greco, my friend from high school. Stephanie, you got to stay and watch the show because I know we talked about this and now that's out of the way because we just had to get it out of our way, right, Leo?
Yep.
So that was the good stuff that happened this week. And what it made me feel is I had this huge sigh of relief that, oh my God, my country is beautiful again. Because these mean people, it's like somebody finally did something. And I'm just going to give you one more analogy. Because I do feel that sometimes people sympathize with him just like, if I were therapizing this right now, you know, sometimes kids will see their parents that are getting divorced in different ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's how I look at it. America or the United States is mommy. It's mommy. And mommy's good. Mommy is kind and good and loving, but sometimes she has rules. And sometimes she's strict. And you may not like those rules, but mommy loves you. And she'll always, always have your interests at heart. Daddy is funny sometimes and a little, you know, he got a big personality. He's a little goofy, but daddy's has problems. And sometimes daddy's problems cause everybody problems. And sometimes daddy really, really, really hurts mommy. And when daddy hurts mommy, sometimes he chokes mommy. Sometimes he blinds mommy. Sometimes he makes fun of mommy. But he always says that he has mommy's interest at heart. But he doesn't. And on January 6th, daddy tried to kill mommy. Now, I would imagine that it would be okay to separate daddy from mommy at that point. And you can still have your love for daddy, but know that daddy should not be anywhere near mommy. That's my analogy.
There are vice versa. There's mommies that are bad and daddies that are good.
Yes, but in this case, because you know who is in this case, that is the way I put it. Because you know there's so many amazing dads out there. It's not about moms are better than dads. I'm just saying that's basically what it comes down to. You might love your dad, but your dad is not good to your mom, and America is your mom. And enough already. Mm-hmm. Enough already. Daddy, big time. Daddy needs a big timeout.
Somebody call CPS on him.
That's it. End of story. End of story.
Yep. Call CPS or that scary lady that we all know.
Yeah. So Andy Prasky, our wise friend Andy, who I love, says Trump wants to be the martyr president, not working anymore. Exactly. You know what? I have no sympathy for him. Or I don't have a sympathy for a lot of those politicians. On either side, I don't have sympathy. You know what? People are good people. You know what you know what job you went into, just like doctors and nurses. They know police officers, firefighters. These are dangerous jobs. They go in there and do their jobs. So stop crying like your job is the only job that's difficult. Just do it. All right, democracy versus, it says Liz Goldenberg, democracy versus dictatorship. Either you support the greatest generation that fought and died to stop fascism, or you don't. Thank you. Thank you. And I couldn't believe at CPAC, they had, Liz, you'll know this, and Andy, who is the leader of Hungary? I can't remember his name offhand. Did you hear that speech? I couldn't believe they had this fascist speaking at CPAC. If that doesn't tell you what direction they're going in, you have you have that person. Why don't you that's like us having Hitler back then. Just join us for a conference.
Viktor Orban.
Right. Thank you, Viktor Orban.
That's Liz. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you. Exactly. I was driving. I felt nauseous. I said, this can't be. This is a joke, right? But anyway, okay. Ken Patton, seeing your faces makes me smile. Well, Ken, we love you, and seeing your face makes us smile. You know what makes us smile more? What, Leo?
Something that I need to reorder really soon.
Me too.
Some perfect jams.
Ken's perfect jams. Let's put that up there. Our friend Ken makes amazing jams, which I have given. I've consumed enough of them, of course, as has Leo. I know, but we've also given them as gifts, and I can tell you this right now. This is such an amazing gift. Go to kensperfectjams.com, and perfect with a K, and just peruse the website. You will not believe what you see. They're so beautiful. You know what I recently bought that I love, Kenny? The hot pepper jam. Is it called hot pepper jam? Hot pepper jelly. Oh my God, I've put that on food. I've cooked with that, actually. What do you got in there, Leo? What do you want
This is what jars of perfect jams look like. Half empty.
Yes.
Very empty.
I know.
Yeah, there's an order coming soon.
I know. So do yourself a favor. And I know it seems like Christmas is a long time away, but it's really not. This is the 8th month. Christmas is the 12th month. Hanukkah's coming. You know, so there's some great stocking stuffers, and also, which one is that?
That was Sarah's jam.
I don't know Sarah's jam.
Sarah's jam. This is blackberries, boysenberry, strawberry preserves.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was so good.
I know. I personally like my favorite is the Pride Jam, and which has prosecco in it. Oh, that's delicious too. Reno has ordered those. All right. So those jams are amazing. Okay.
Hey, well, you know, there's something else that we need to worry about before we go. November, you said, is coming close, so it's almost time for our calendar to go into print pretty soon.
Oh my God, yes, thank you. Okay, we're gonna do this every week, and then we do have to bring our guests on because time's ticking away. But we want to tell you that, of course, our apron, which is our biggest seller, inspired. It's $25 a blue apron. I just reordered some because I was out, and these are gorgeous. These are 25. Our tote bags are 10 each, and then our mug is 10 each. So if you want any of our merchandise, please reach out to us at What's the Story with Maria @gmail. Okay, or if you have my phone number, just text me. That's fine too, or Leo's. So that's that. Now that inspired the Nothing But the Apron calendar. Oh, let's look at who's Mr. August.
I don't know. Well, August. What's
Zodiac sign? Our friend Eddie was Mr. July. Eddie was July. There he is. Hi, Eddie. He was July, having a little coffee in his kitchen. But wait, this guy looks familiar. Leo is our Mr. August. Oh my God, how cute is he?
Leo Jackson with a nip slip.
So we want to tell you, if you would like to be in the 2023 calendar, you need to let us know immediately. And if you don't have an apron, we'll get you an apron. But twisted pepper jelly, thank you, Ken. That's one of my favorites. Okay, if you would like to be in the calendar, and we have, I think 8 months are already taken. But if you would like to have the remaining 4 months, please let me know ASAP. Yes, big hot pepper jam. Oh my God. But Kenny's twisted pepper jam, it's called, out of this world. One of my favorites. Okay, never forget that there was a Nazi rally at MSG.
Oh.
Holy mackerel.
2019? Oh my God.
Oh my God. Anyway.
I just learned we have an American Legion up here on my mountain up in here in Idlewild. And I just recently heard that there was a biker gang there. Multi-racial. But they had the SS on their T-shirts and uniforms. And the symbols.
I know. Ron DeSantis just wanted to put that snake on.
And how the hell do you wear that going into an American Legion?
Right. I know. Well, see, that's why. Because people don't learn their history. They just listen to buffoons. People need to educate themselves.
I think that we need to reinstate the penalties for not learning some of this stuff, because I think it's important. Yeah. I think that when you choose not to learn this stuff and you go forward, we end up where we've been. Not where we're at this week, though. That's for sure.
I know. All right. So, all that said, please, if you'd like to be in our calendar for 2023, reach out to us. If you have the apron already, take pictures of yourself in the calendar doing something cute or whatever, reading a book, whatever you like, and send it to us at that address. What's the Story with Maria @gmail. Leo will tirelessly comb through those pictures and we will choose a picture together. Okay, Diane Cairns is. Hey, Diane Cairns, what's up? We went to high school together. She was my sister's best friend in high school. She's total sweetheart, great family, Irish immigrant family, wonderful people. Marie Sullivan Baca. What supremacists were marching in Boston? It was white supremacists were marching Boston. It was nauseating, unbelievable. Hey, you know what? I'm taking a picture with Cody. Oh, with Cade, my grandson, for the calendar. I love her grandson. He's adorable, and he's a big. You know what? Do you have that? You should put that on Cade. You should put the apron on Cade. He's the cutest thing you ever saw in your life, and he loves my sauce. That is really cute. Hey, and if we have extras, maybe we can put 2 people per. But all right, let's forge ahead. So one of the not nice things that happened this week, a very sad thing that happened, was that Olivia Newton-John passed away yesterday. And I don't know anybody that didn't feel heartbroken. And she just was a lovely, lovely person, a beautiful voice. Every time you saw her on television, she was pleasant. And the first guy I thought of was my friend Gary Olsen, because I know how much he loves her. And right next to Gary Olsen, yeah, there she is. Big, big fan, and met her several times. And the next person I thought of was Kenny Holcomb. And so I think we have Kenny Holcomb in the oh my God, there
Hello.
Yep, he's here.
Oh my God. So Kenny Holcomb, our friend, you know, you're such a music lover, Kenny. You're also an amazing, amazing singer. I can attest to that myself. I've been with you many times when you've sung and stopped the room cold in its tracks with your beautiful voice. And you also, though, when I think of you, I know that you are also a music lover. You go to a lot of concerts. You follow a lot of people. You're actually in a lot of ways a music historian. You know, what? So
I do. I love, you know, I love what, especially like the era for Olivia. Just
talk about that.
Absolutely loving everything, even before I knew what, you know, about her. She just is what she exude. You look at her and she exude kindness. I mean,
yes,
you hear her voice. You could just look at her and tell she was a nice person. I mean,
absolutely.
just, you know, and I was lucky enough to grow up with 2 older sisters, so I knew her music. But
you know it through your sisters. They played it.
They did, yeah. But it was Grease was when I really discovered Olivia.
I don't know too many people that didn't. Hold on, let me just lower this. You know it through your sisters. There it is. Okay, because I like to run it on both. I like to look at both comments. So Kenny, now you're someone that goes to a lot of concerts. You follow people. You know when albums come out.
I do.
You have an album collection. You have always, like, if someone's doing a show, you're the first one to say, "Oh my God, you should do this song, this song, this song, and this song." And you also didn't you do "I Honestly Love You"?
I have not done that song.
Well, I hear you singing it in my head.
But you know, one thing I love that a lot of people don't know, that did you know that Olivia recorded that in one take?
That doesn't surprise me.
What you're hearing is the first take.
Yeah.
And she never said who she was talking about or she was singing about, but obviously it was from a very personal reflection while she was singing it. But yeah, one take.
Wow.
So, yeah. And I saw Grease at least 50 times in the theater.
Did you really?
Grease. I've seen it 50 times in the theater. I had the Grease blue jeans that had the Grease logo across the back.
Oh no, Kenny.
I had the Grease blue jean jacket. I had the LP, the 8-track, and the cassette. I had all 500 trading cards. Remember trading cards used to come with the bubble gum?
Yes.
They did a set of grease cards. I had all 500 cards.
Oh, you still have them?
I don't. Sadly, when my mom's house burned in 1990, I lost
See, I
literally
know,
everything.
but that stuff, that's what we used to do. We used to collect stuff back then. Like,
Oh, I had literally every 45 Olivia ever put out with picture sleeve. I had them. Well, just to tell you, I just bought this. This just got re-released
oh,
for its
wow.
40th anniversary, and I love that they did hot pink vinyl.
That's great.
But this is what's so funny. I still have, these are all my original records from the 70s. I still have all these.
See what I mean?
That
It's
was,
people like you that blow my mind. I have a lot of albums, and I have them somewhere under my bed. And then at my dad's house, I have so many albums.
Yeah.
That my dad was also, because he was a DJ for when I was a kid, so he had a ton of albums as well. So I am always impressed by that. Did you ever see her live, Kenny?
I did. I saw the 1982 physical tour.
Did you?
I was what, let's see, 14, 15. And then we were lucky enough, we had, when it aired in 1983 on HBO, we had HBO in our house. And I remember renting, because I didn't own a VCR at that time.
Right.
I went to one of those rent to own that you could
Yeah,
do.
sure. I remember it.
I rented a VCR for a week so I could record the HBO special.
See, that's the way we do it back then, kids. It wasn't like now. You go to YouTube.
There was that's what I posted after one of my memories I posted on Facebook, that I said that kids today will miss out. Like when Physical came out, there was a radio special with Olivia's life and her musical life, and it was like a 2-hour special. I made everybody shut up in the house because I taped it from my little portable tape player off the radio.
See, that's what
what kids they don't understand. I mean, we used to tape songs off the radio on our little portable cassette players, and I did that. And she was just such. I saw her then, and then I saw her 2 or 3 times while I was in New York. Whatever that theater in Times Square is, I think it used to be called the Nokia.
Oh yeah.
Theater. Yeah. I don't know what it's called now, because I think it's changed hands many times.
It might be the American. Yeah.
But I saw her, I think, twice at least. I know it was 2 times there. And then I did see her at a benefit in Nashville before I moved to New York, because she had recorded an album called Back with a Heart. She recorded it in Nashville.
I think you sent me one of the songs from that once.
I probably
way back. You always send me music, Kenny. You're like one of the music people that.
Well, I'm one of those that I just hear a song and I hear a song and I can hear your voice.
But Kenny, I think that you should put in your repertoire, "I Honestly Love You."
I do love that song.
Think you should put it in your repertoire.
It's Peter Allen, who I absolutely adore.
He wrote that?
He wrote that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he wrote that.
Man, what a brilliant songwriter. He's written so many things that I didn't know about.
My favorite story of him is, there were 5 writers for Arthur's theme, The Best That You Can Do.
Yeah, I love that.
He only wrote one little part of that song.
He probably wrote the best part.
He wrote when you get caught between the moon and New York City. That's the only part of this. He won an Oscar for that line of when you get caught between the moon and New York City. And he tells the story. He was coming back from Australia and he was stuck in New York in the air it was a strike. It was some kind of pilot strike. And he was stuck in the air and he looked out the window and saw
the moon.
And he said, when you get caught between the moon and New York City.
Yeah.
And jotted it down.
Unbelievable.
And then it came up later.
Yep, and that's why lines are so important. Okay, let me just take a minute. A lot of people are checking in, and I want to make sure. I just saw Bridget O'Connor, one of my friends from high school. Hi, sweetheart, who's also great friends with Diane Cairns. She checked in. And Peter demanded that he be included in the Oscar consideration. Yes. Stephanie, you were literally, so you knew she was literally sewn into those leather pants in Greece. I didn't know that.
She was.
That is incredible. She also says Maria was the best Rizzo. I was in 2 different productions of Grease.
I so could see you as Rizzo.
I was Rizzo. And, one of these days I have a lot of pictures, and I have 1 or 2 on Facebook, but you'd not believe it, Kenny. And Stephanie was Cha-Cha Di Gregorio.
The best dancer from.
Well, she was the best dancer in our school. So she was.
She was the best dancer at St. Bernadette's, right?
That's it.
Yes. Stephanie was amazing. Do you know who directed our production? Mario Cantone.
Aww.
Because we all went to school together.
Yeah, you did.
So he directed the production. He also played Danny Zuko. He was great, actually. He was great. All right, listen. Did we get Gary in the green room?
I don't think so. I think we need to give him a phone call.
Okay, we're going to give him a call. I am going to call Gary. Jim Lazar is also watching, and he is the proprietor of Brandy's. I saw him last night. I love Jim.
I love Jim.
Jim has given me a job at my favorite place I've ever worked in my life.
You know, I've worked at Brandy's before, right?
You have? I didn't know that.
I did. I was the doorman many times.
I didn't know that, Kenny.
St. Patty's Day, New Year's Eve. Yeah, I've been the doorman at the Duplex, at Stonewall.
Oh, well, that I know, Duplex and Stonewall. Okay, we're going to call Gary. Okay, there it is. Hi, Gary. Can you hear us, honey?
I can hear you.
And Leo, can you hear Gary?
I can hear Gary.
Okay, so Gary, we got your picture up, and we were trying to.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We were trying to Zoom Gary in, but we had some difficulty with the connection. Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Gary, can you hear us? Okay, I'm going to call him back. All right, we're trying. Okay, never mind.
I have a question for Kenny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kenny, can you tell me how you told that lady to sit down that we're not watching Fox TV?
Okay, so
It was.
last week I was at a doctor's appointment, and the doctors luckily all my doctors have home and garden. That's normally what they're showing, and they will have a big sign that says "Do not change the channel." And she got up there, and I mean, I don't know, she was probably 75 or so, and I just looked at her and I said, "No, we're not changing that channel today. Not today.
Not today."
No, and she goes, "Well, I want it." And I said, "Well, I don't." And I said, "We're not having it today." And I said, "Read the sign."
You put your foot down.
I did, and I put my finger up.
Hi, sweetheart. Okay, we have Gary back. Gary, I know. I think it's my phone. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Gary, I want you to talk to us about your experiences with Olivia, and just keep going. And as you go, because Gary's had a lot of experience with Olivia, as you go, we will pop up pictures. Okay, honey? So just go for it and raise your voice as much as you can.
Okay, where do you want me to start?
Well, you start anywhere. Today we had a wonderful conversation about how you actually met her a few times.
Yeah.
Tell us how that came to be.
Well, I, of course, like everybody else, fell in love with her in 1974 when we first heard her on I Love You. Wow. Let's see. Pictures.
Don't worry about the pictures. Don't worry about following the pictures. Don't even look. So just.
I can't even look. Nobody sent me a link. I can't even. This whole night has been a nightmare.
Yeah, but don't worry about it. Let's not focus on that. Today you told me that great story how you got a hold of her and she called you.
Okay. So in 1990, I was diagnosed with cancer. I had, of course, been a fan since 1974. And in 1991, 92, she put out into the world that she had been diagnosed. In 1993, she came to New York to promote a children's book that she had written called A Pigtail. And I had to go meet her. I had to go sit face to face with her. And I went. She was doing Reaches and Kathy Lee. So I got into that show. And after the show, she and I got to talk for a few minutes. Her publicist told me that she was going to do a radio show a couple of blocks down. So I went to the radio show, and
Well, she invited you to the radio show, right?
well, her publicist did.
Right. Well, same
So
thing.
I went, and then while I was there, I sat, I listened to the interview. She came out and she talked to me for a few minutes. And what should have been a few minutes, but it ended up being like 10 or 20 minutes. And she said, of course, I remember you. And she talked to me about what I was going through with my cancer. And she said, well, you can't be afraid of it. You have to face it head on. And so we talked. Now, her publicist came out and said, okay, it's time for you to go. And she looked at me and she said, well, do you want to go downstairs and you want to have some fun? I said, yes, of course I do. So we went downstairs, and now I'm terrified. I have no idea what she meant. We go out through the front doors, and we're faced with like hundreds of people outside of this radio station.
So you were the person walking with her when she walked
With her.
outside. Yeah.
Yes, walking out through those doors. And I never got the chance to thank her for that. And this is back in 1993. So I knew that she was going to be doing the Vicky show back where Vicki Lawrence had it.
Yeah, of course.
And I wrote to the people at her show, and I told them my whole story. And about 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, I got a phone call from this woman that said, okay, I'm the producer of the show. We got your letter, and we really appreciated it, and we would like you to be part of the show. Can you send us pictures? So I told them the whole story, sent them pictures through FedEx, and back in the day, because there was no email back then.
Right.
And, a couple of weeks later, I got a phone call. A couple of days later, I get a phone call. Okay, so it will be tomorrow, and Olivia will be on the show, and they would like, Vicki will introduce you, and you will talk to her. Okay.
How cool is that?
I know, and terrifying.
Yeah.
Really. So I'm at my parents' house, and I'm sitting down in the corner of their basement, and I'm like, oh my God. I get this phone call, and I get to listen to the entire show, and it was Olivia Newton-John and Bonnie Pointer, and they finally come up to me, and Vicki introduces me kind of offhanded, like, oh. So I got to actually tell Olivia Newton-John that I wanted to thank her for the advice that she gave me, and that the journey I was on. Okay, that was back in 1993. Now, 1999, she started touring again.
Yeah.
I sent a letter to her management company and said I'll be there at the first concert and whatever. And they immediately sent me back a letter saying, yes, Olivia would love to see you.
How cool is that?
So I got to go backstage in Atlantic City. I got to go backstage and I got to talk to her. And as soon as I walked back there, oh, how are you? Of course I remember you. and asked me how I was doing, how I was feeling. That was 1999. This same pattern went on for years with this woman. I mean,
So she was just really kind. She didn't forget who you were, and she made it. Sounds to me like she treated you like just
a friend.
a friend. Yeah.
And I think that's the way. I mean, I know that's the way she treated everyone.
Right.
Everyone that she ever encountered. She has said, for as much as the fans love her, she grew to love the fans.
Right. Well,
the love that she had for everyone.
So you have now Leo has a picture of your albums up there. Kenny showed us his albums as well. So both Kenny and Gary have the collection of albums still. How?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just a little tiny thing. I got to talk to Kenny someday.
Yeah, well, you and Kenny should become Facebook friends.
We should, yes.
Because you have so much in common. And it's funny because yesterday you simultaneously came to mind when I heard the news that she had passed. I thought, wow, what a sad thing. And she was super young. 73 is not old anymore.
Yeah, I don't cry a lot over celebrity deaths.
I'm sure.
And that one I did.
Yeah.
Yesterday. And I said yesterday, I felt like a part of my childhood died.
Yeah, okay. Kenny said he felt like a part of his childhood died. Yeah.
But, yeah, that's the thing. I think everyone loved her as a celebrity.
Yeah.
Okay? We all felt that way. But we followed her through her journey because we loved her from Greece, even before Greece. But we loved her. There was something so integral about that.
Yeah.
And she kept us in the loop with her through everything that she was going through everything, all of her struggles, all of her everything. She kept us with her, and we fought along with her. I think that's why the world is sad.
Yeah, and you also told me.
I don't think there's been a celebrity that has passed away. Okay, maybe Elvis, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's been anybody that has been as missed or as
endearing. Yeah, she's very endearing. Now, also, Gary, you told me that they and you sent a picture in Australia. What did they do yesterday? Tell that story.
Yesterday, when the news was announced that she had passed, the entire media in Australia shut down, and all they did was post tribute. They did the Today Show, Good Day Australia, everything. All they did was tribute to Olivia. Then midday news, whatever happened at night, they canceled all media, everything. And they showed Olivia Newton-John movies. They showed Grease. They
Wow.
showed Xanadu. They showed her TV specials. They canceled everything.
That's really cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And if you look at iTunes today, the top 45 songs on iTunes, and Beyonce was number one.
Right.
Beyonce and Madonna was number one 2 days ago. She's now number 3 because 16 out of the 45 songs in the top 45 of iTunes is Olivia Newton-John.
Wow, that is incredible. Isn't that incredible?
The world is mourning.
Yeah, and well, that's why I wanted to have you call. I'm sorry you had so much trouble technically. Sometimes that happens and there's nothing you can do, but
it's horrible. And I apologize for not being as articulate as I was earlier when I talked to you on the phone. My phone blew up, literally blew up. I have to buy a new phone tomorrow. So I have no idea what the hell
I know. It's a crazy day. A lot of crazy stuff is happening.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
I thank you so much.
Thank
for
you,
asking.
honey. I'm not going to keep
I love
you.
you.
I love you too. We're going to do the food section of our show next. But that was Gary Olsen, my friend. He's in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and he's a beautiful guy. And thank you, Gary.
Thank you, and Kenny, hook us up. We'll talk to Olivia.
Yes, definitely.
For sure. You guys are going to be great pals.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Maria.
Bye, sweetheart. Gary is really sweet. I was very sad that we couldn't get him to Zoom in because he's just a lovely, sweet, very kind man. Okay, so those were some great stories. Like, it just sounds to me, and Kenny, you know what? You guys you have so much in common, but you both have the album collection. You both saw her as this very kind person. She was part of your childhoods. All of our, you know, although I'm older than both of you. So for me, I was more like a little bit older, but just really great stuff. So, and I love that information about about iTunes.
I love that. I hadn't looked at that today, and I absolutely love that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
because I'll tell you, she has some absolutely beautiful, just album cuts that were never hits.
Yeah.
That people don't know. Like, there's one I posted last night that's called "Shaking You."
Shaking You. I'm gonna write. See, you always have really good songs.
That's from the Two of a Kind soundtrack, which was the second movie she did with John Travolta, and which the movie flopped, but that the soundtrack was really, really good. But it's called "Shaking You," and it's just another song that you need to listen to. That was an album cut. It's called "Boats Against the Current."
Boats Against the Current.
And that's on her Totally Hot album. And remember Eric Carmen? Remember?
Yes, of course.
That's who wrote that. Was Boats Against the Current.
You know, there's a lot of those great songwriters that didn't. You know, they had their own careers, but they also wrote.
But they also, yep.
And let me just go back to. Okay, so Boats Against the Current. I'm going to write that down.
That's from the Totally Hot. And when she gets to the end, she does a 2-octave jump.
Really?
Vocally, yes. It's amazing.
Wow. Boats Against the Current. I'm going to write that down. Okay, let's check in. Susan Zizza has joined us. Okay, why is this important? My friend Susan Zizza McGuire, because she played in our version of Grease, in both my versions of Grease that I was in.
I love it.
Sandy. Oh, no, in one of them. I'm sorry, the one that Mario Cantone directed. She played Sandy. Or did you play in both, Susan? I almost want to say you played in both. Tim Devon has joined us. He is my friend, my Boston friend. Jean Simpson Dunn just joined us, and she sings it brilliantly. Yes, and Jean was Jan in Grease. My friend Jean was Jan. This is so fun. The entire cast of our Grease has shown up for the show. Eddie, were you in it? Was Eddie Kutu in it? I want to say Eddie was in Grease. All right. Just crazy. Twice, right. Twice she played it. I knew it. This is incredible. Okay. We're doing the food section of our show, like it or not, because lately I've been forgetting. I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay. Leo, can you join us, please?
Voila.
We're going to do the food section of our show. At the count of 3, we're going to say, go ahead. Keep eating. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Keep eating. Okay, thank you. So what did I make tonight? I spoiled myself rotten. I'm still on the keto, but keto does not mean you can't eat delicious, incredible foods. And I'm going off I have a wedding this weekend, and I'm going. Thank you, Rena. And I'm going off the diet for the wedding. But in the meantime, look at this plating. I'm very proud of myself.
Oh.
I know. So this is a filet mignon, which I got at Trader Joe's because they have amazing prices. And what did I cook it? And it's over asparagus and grilled onions, and there's chives on top there. And so the filet mignon with Akija Georgian spices, which is their spicy Georgian spices, unami seasoning, which is mushroom seasoning, also at Trader Joe's. These are both at Trader Joe's. And I cooked it I marinated in cherry, porcini oil, and I cooked it in truffle butter and garlic with grilled onions and chives.
Yum.
I know. And the salad, okay, let's do our salad. So that's my, I'm very proud of that plate. That's a 4-star.
Neat.
Yeah, that's a pretty plate. All right, so this vine ripe tomatoes, romaine lettuce, baby cucumbers, Sicilian olives, which are oil cured. They're also sometimes called Moroccan olives. They're like real wrinkled up and they're super salty. That's why I like them. I love salt. And these are mozzarella pearls, they're called. I love them. I prefer them
Oh, I
to the
love
big
those.
Yeah, they're so good. And I put a Sicilian lemon, stayed with the Sicilian lemon vinegar, and what did I put for an olive oil? Or a basil infused olive oil. So that is our salad for dessert because I'm still on the keto. But I do recommend these. If you're trying to lose weight on keto, these Atkins desserts are actually really good. Nothing keto comes close to the real thing as far as desserts, except the Factor 75 that I do get delivered. They have an amazing cheesecake. I will say that cheesecake is really good. And if you're in the New York area and you order it, you go to Junior's Cheesecakes or Junior's, they have amazing cheesecakes, and they have a sugar-free cheesecake that I actually, believe it or not, prefer to their regular cheesecakes. There's something about it. It's creamier. So there's a lot of different ways, we're all trying our different things to, whether it's keeping your sugar low or keeping your weight down or whatever. That is one of my challenges. So I've been really good about it. But like I said, I'm going to that wedding. I'm going off. I'm going to eat whatever I want. I'm going to be in Massachusetts with my family. Thank you, Alana. Thank you.
If you don't have wedding cake, I mean, isn't that cursed? You gotta have wedding cake.
You have to have it. And I'm going to eat everything I want. For the 2 days I'm in Massachusetts, I always let myself have whatever I want.
Ed Kutu is a Navy boy.
Ed Kutu, what?
He was not in Greece. It was his first summer as a Navy boy.
Oh, right. He was in the Navy. Eddie was in the Navy. That's right. Yes. Okay. Eddie, you have any pictures of you in uniform? You should send them to us. All right. We want to remind you. I graduated with Eddie, says Maurice Sullivan Baca. Yes, you did. Eddie was a lovely guy. I think he was a year behind us in school, right? We didn't graduate the same year, did we, Eddie? I think you were 1 year behind me. Okay. So we want to remind you guys about voting. Voting is super important. One of the other things that I do, it's called Postcards to Swing States. I think you still have time. You can just Google Postcards to Swing States or go to this link. Let them know that you are interested in sending out postcards. They send you the free postcards. You can choose the state that you'd like to send postcards to because they're the swing states. Or what I do is I say, wherever the need is greater, please. And they sent me Georgia this time. So I'll be sending postcards. The swing states, you write them. It's not until the last week in October, I think. They send you that for you have to pay for the stamps. But that's okay because you can order 100 postcards. I ordered 200. Instead of donating to a candidate or whatever, I donate to the, and get stamps. And I'm giving back to the American Postal Service, and I'm sending it. And let me tell you, I'm one of those people that when I get something in the mail that reminds me to vote, I put it on my fridge. So it's just important. Somebody's doing that. Volunteers are doing that. So if you want to be a volunteer, but there's lots of great stuff you can do. You can also volunteer to be a poll worker. I don't mean dancing on poles, Leo. I knew where you were going.
Can I tell you a funny story about when we voted in 2020 for the presidential election? Obviously, I live in a Republican area, and we went to the poll, and all the poll workers are like 95 years old.
Yes.
And God bless them. And my mom is going to vote. She's in the the place in the poll to vote, and the little old man is literally he's literally telling her who to vote, and she turns around to him and she turns around and she goes, "I have an iPad, sir. Please back up."
Wow. Go, Peggy.
I know how to do this. Please back up.
I have an iPad. I know how to do that. Is adorable.
80, I guess she was 80, 81 or 82 when she said that.
Good for her. Good for her. Okay. So we have come sadly to the end of our show. So many great people have joined us tonight. Let me see. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody and call out. Liz Goldenberg, of course, Andy Prasky, Stephanie Greco, Ken Patton. Don't forget Ken's Perfect Jams, Diane Cairns, Marie Sullivan Baca. I think I mentioned everybody that my cousin Rena Cunali-Berg. Oh, I do want to say it was my cousin Gina's birthday yesterday. Gina Savino. Clap, clap, clap. Happy birthday, Gina Savino. She watched
We miss you, Gina.
We love Gina. She's beautiful. Jean Simpson Dunn has checked in. Me too, Kenny. I got dirty looks when I asked for the Democratic ballot. I winked. I know she's in Indiana.
Good for you.
Oh no, she's in Illinois. I'm sorry, on the border of Indiana. So many crazy things. Susie Turgeon's joined us. Okay, I don't think I missed anybody. All right, so we're gonna leave you with this. Stick to your guns. Be a good person. Register. Make sure you're registered, which I believe everybody is now. Go and vote. The primaries are coming up. Not primaries. I'm sorry. The regular election for governors, for senators. Oh, there's Teddy. Teddy looks just like Rizzo.
Hi, Teddy.
Teddy's so cute. So don't forget, and come back every week from 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern. We just went over tonight, but that's okay. This goes into podcasts and Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. I want to thank all our guests, Gary Olsen, who called in, Kenny Holcomb from Tennessee. Thank you, Teddy. I hope we're not boring you, Teddy. And, of course, Leo Rodriguez. Where would I be without you? We love and appreciate you. Please come back next week, and we'll be here, and we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.